As a means of discussing strategy, I'm going to use a simple graph. So here's a graph, and along the bottom, I'm calling this increasing commitment by a company. It could be the size of the company along this axis. It could be the process complexity. It could be solution complexity. It could be increasing costs that are going in, or the time, or a mixture. So along here is increasing commitment. Up on the y-axis are the benefits. So you'd look at obviously the more process complexity and the more investment you make on something, the more time you spend on something, then you're going to get more benefits come out. And so I've worked in the housing sector, or the social housing sector, working for the market leader in fully integrated systems. It's all mobile with service-oriented architecture. It's cloud-based, it's mobile-based, and the planning is done in a centralized way with several planners. So a company could have 30,000 properties under management, and all this system works. It's pretty good how it works. I could have used an example of banking or any of the other sectors that I've worked in, manufacturing, even healthcare, supply chain management, all those sorts of things. So this is me here working for a big organisation. A large organisation like this will have a turnover of millions of pounds, and they have money to spend on complex systems. And then moving down this graph, we do have smaller companies that they'll be cloud-based, but they'll have a smaller scale, but still using complex systems and maybe their own mobile solution as well. So they're looking to grow up the curve. This curve, incidentally, represents the growth of the company, and from here, it seems to indicate that we're going to go on collecting benefits. Well, there's going to be a trade-off at some point, but where that point happens, does it carry on going, or does it come to a plateau? Well, let's be optimistic. I think there are benefits to be made in the market, in this particular market, that are ongoing, and the opportunities are huge. But that's not my complete interest today. We're looking at helping the smaller companies, and smaller companies might be a startup. You might start off with it as a small, just doing your own business. You might be a gardener, but then you get more people working for you, and then all of a sudden you've got different locations. As a startup, it starts to get a bit chaotic with more jobs coming in, and this mobile application is meant to give you to use the power of the smartphone without having to spend anything in this area. But if luck and with time have it, then the big guys might take the file that TraceTask generates and process it and see it as like something that helps everybody. So somebody coming into their organization that they're using once, they can still use them. They can still utilize their skills, and maybe the whole thing will become more efficient. So the idea came. I wanted to learn about mobile and mobile development. I also wanted to learn about the latest Microsoft ASP.NET Core development environment. So TraceTask.NET is written in those technologies. So I was looking for an example. Social housing seemed to be a good example. So at this level, I was working at this level, but how can I come to this level? So that's where the idea came from. And then I was also working later on with a facilities management software provider, and the director, the customer of ours, wanted first of all Android, and he wanted QR code scanning. in like a security job. So you've got a person QR code that they scan at a particular point, and then they do a QR location scan as well to prove that they've been there. So and that's why QR codes are included.